Hi YouTube, today we're playing the Freshman Book 2, Chapter 6 of The Cast Party. Make sure you smash the subscribe button and hit that notification bell right now to stay updated on this story. Caitlin struggles to keep the shock off her face while Arjun discusses his recent transfer to Hartfeld. Yeah, I'm here to stay. Hartfeld has an amazing anthropology department and is close to Northbridge. I figured it'd be a great fit. Yeah, that's great. You look like I just told you my dog died. What? Oh, sorry. I'm glad you're coming to Hartfeld, really. I just didn't expect it, that's all. Sorry, guess I'm full of surprises tonight. I'm gonna step outside for a second. I told my mom I'd check in. You know how she gets. Right, totally. Arjun heads outside and Caitlin turns to you, looking worried. Well, this just got a lot more difficult. You're not actually going to spend all year hiding the truth from him, right? Why not? That's what I did for basically all of middle school and high school. Caitlin sighs and runs her hands through her hair. I mean, part of me is happy he's going to be around, because we are old friends. It's just we were never close enough for him to know that. Well, maybe it's time for him to know, because you should be able to be yourself around him. I don't know, Cinnamon. I'm just not ready. I thought I was ready when I kissed you on stage, but it's easy to be brave when you're playing a character, you know? I know what you mean. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pressure you. No, don't worry about it. I'm so glad I can talk to you about this stuff, Cinnamon. It really... Justin, Tripp, and Logan barrel into the kitchen and yank open your refrigerator door. What are you guys looking for in our fridge? We need your spicy salsa. Why exactly? I'm about to obliterate this fool in a salsa eating competition. I'm the judge. Right, I think I see what's going on here. We'll give you free some. Justin, Tripp snags a jar off the top shelf of your refrigerator door. The lid flies off, splashing you with salsa. Tripp, what the heck? Oh, shoot. Sorry, Cinnamon. Party foul. Cinnamon, your clothes. They're all salsa-y. Yeah, I noticed. You turn to Caitlin as Logan and Tripp start furiously devouring the salsa while Madison referees. I'm gonna go change. Talk later? Of course. You pull open your closet and look at your options. It would be nice to dress up tonight. I don't really care. I never am gonna spend gems on outfits. That one. Well, it's not exactly haute couture, but it's better than salsa stains. Once you're cleaned up and changed, you head back into the living room, where Caitlin and Arjun are talking and laughing on the couch. You're back. She passed the seat beside her. Come sit with us? Sure, what were you guys laughing about just now? Oh, we were talking about this one time when Arjun and I went to get breakfast tacos at Joe's before school, and... Wait, what are breakfast tacos? It's basically exactly what it sounds like. Wait, you guys don't have breakfast tacos here? We have breakfast burritos. It's not the same. They seem pretty similar to me. Oh, honey, they're really not. Anyways, it's kind of a long story, but it ends with us showing up late to school because we decided to get seconds and then thirds, and then... Oh my god, I totally forgot to tell you this, but I went there again for lunch that day. What? Why didn't you take me? You were still a sophomore, dork. Only seniors were allowed to go off campus for lunch, remember? Right. That was such... Wow, someone salty. You should write a letter to Miss Birksdale and try to get some justice for future generations. No way, I'm still scared of her. Those crazy long nails of hers could do some serious damage. Arjun bursts out laughing and then takes another sip of his beer, a reminiscent gleam in his eye. He notices you looking lost and clears his throat. Sorry, I feel we're totally boxing you out of this conversation, Cinnamon. No, it's fine. How about this? What do you like best about Caitlin? Because honestly, I'm still trying to find a reason to like her. Wow, you're such a jerk. Well, I like her personality. She's super sweet and she really cares about her friends. And she's a lot of fun. Ah, Cinnamon. I think I can see that. But it'd help if we spent more time together. Oh yeah, I'm sure we will. Especially now that we're both at Hartfeld. After a while, Arjun gets up to get another drink and you turn to face Caitlin. It's obvious that he likes you. Don't act like you don't notice it. I don't know. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. I don't think it's obvious as you seem to think. But what exactly do you expect me to do? Tell him that, you're taken. Am I? We haven't really defined, well, us. Maybe we should. I think I'd like that, but let's not talk about it here. That's a conversation that requires a little more privacy. I'll try to be patient, but in the meantime, what are you going to tell Arjun? Nothing. Honestly, I'm not super convinced that he even likes me. But he does like you. We don't know that. Look, if he says anything more definite, maybe I'll tell him then. For now, it's kind of nice having me back as a friend. I know, I just hope he knows that. Kane glances over to the kitchen, where Arjun's leaning against the counter with a freshly opened beer, looking a little lost. Well, I'm gonna go talk to him. He doesn't know anyone here, so I kind of feel like I should keep him entertained. And if he makes a move or says anything too flirty, I'll tell him I'm not available. Happy? I suppose. Kane gets up from the couch and walks over to Arjun, who brightens up when he sees her. Guess I'd better make my rounds. You head up to the roof to find James sipping his drink and staring distractedly at the partygoers. Something on your mind? A few things, actually. A frustratingly cryptic answer. I guess I should have expected that. James smiles, but still seems distracted. So why are you up here all alone? I'm just trying to figure it all out. What do you mean? Well, I never really considered that my play would make it to the stage, much less with a major literary agent in the audience. I mean, what if Yasmin doesn't offer to represent me? What if she does and wants me to make more script changes to adapt it for a film? What if I'm not ready for this? You're totally ready. I mean, look at what you've done already. Not only did you write an incredible play, you put it all together to perform in a matter of days. Cinnamon, you know that I can't take all the credit for that. And you shouldn't, but you should remember that when you feel like you aren't ready or that things are becoming too much, there will always be people that have your back. You're right. If Yasmin decides to take me on, I'll be ready for it, no matter what happens next. You mean when Yasmin decides to take you on? I think... you're irresistible. You're talented, charming, and insanely hot. Of course she'll want to work with you. But if she tries anything, she'll have to answer to me. Am I detecting a hint of jealousy? I don't think I've ever seen this side of you, Cinnamon. I just don't like to share, that's all. James laughs and leans down to place a gentle kiss on your lips. Neither do I. Thanks for believing in me, Cinnamon. James looks down and notices that his glass is empty. I think I'll get myself another drink. Need anything? I'm good for now, but I'll head in with you. It is freezing out here. Back inside, you spot Chris and Darren laughing quietly in the corner and walk over to join them. You weren't wearing that before, were you? Yeah, I had a little salsa incident. Happens to the best of us. So what were you guys laughing about just now? See for yourself. He points to the hallway where Becca has Sebastian cornered. She twirls a piece of finger around her lips and laughs prettily at something he just said. Yikes, that's a match made in heck if I ever saw one. Right? Chris claims it doesn't bother him. Why would it? Because... she almost sucked out your soul? I bet if you stayed with her any longer, you would have come back an empty Chris shell. Ouch, that was ice cold, Cinnamon. Can we talk about, anything else? I've been enjoying my Becca-free lifestyle, and I'd like to keep it that way. Let's talk about how Logan said he'd bring me beer and then totally disappeared. Chris glances up and grimaces. Oh shoot, they're coming over here. Sebastian strides over to the table with Becca in tow. He gives you all a dazzling smile before his gaze settles on Chris. Christopher just wanted to give my congratulations for your excellent work in James' little production. Just Chris is fine. Your charisma and stage presence rival many thespians I've performed with, which is why I think you'd make an excellent vice president for my upcoming student council campaign. Me, a VP? You're asking Chris to be your running mate? Yo, Chris, did I just hear you're running for VP? He hands Darren one of the beers he's holding. Yay, how exciting! I just thought if you ever ran, we'd run together. Bros for life, Logan, this is the first time I've ever heard you say anything about politics. Not that Chris has ever shown any interest either. Why Chris, Sebastian? You barely know each other. I find myself wondering the same thing. We've shared a stage. There's no greater bond. Was my keen mind for politics and Chris's golden boy appeal were unstoppable. Well, that's certainly a tempting offer. Can I have a little time to think it over? Absolutely, but make it quick. I'll have to begin campaigning soon. Now, do you have any prior experience with political office? A turn on student council, perhaps? Where did you go to school before Hartfield? Cherryfield High. It's in Maine. I thought Foxcroft was the only prep school of note in Maine. Cherryfield isn't ringing a bell. Oh, well, that's probably because it's a public school. Sebastian's eyes go wide with horror, then he starts laughing uproariously. What's so funny? It's just the all-American boy with such humble beginnings. It's so quaint. Hey, there's nothing wrong with public school. Aw, sure there's not. Sebastian, I think you should apologize. Just say you're sorry now before you say something that makes it even worse. Why should he? All he did was tell the truth. What, that going to some fancy private school makes him better than Chris? Just look at Sebastian. He's smart, sophisticated, ambitious, and super rich. No, Cinnamon is right. I should apologize. Chris, I'm very sorry that you had to attend a mediocre public school and ended up with an equally mediocre education. You literally ended up at the same college, genius. Open your eyes. And if public school is outside of your demographic, you're going to be hard-pressed to find voters. They call it the 99% for a reason. Thanks, guys, but I can fight my own battles. Don't worry, Chris. Your stint in the public school system won't affect your campaign, assuming we can find a way to spin it. Chris pushes back his chair and stands up. You know what? You can stop saying our campaign, because as of right now, you're officially running opposed. What? You heard me. I don't need to be your poster boy. I'm running for president myself. Oh, my man, Chris coming for the title. There's a beat of silence, then Sebastian starts laughing even louder than before. Oh, that is truly hilarious. There's nothing funny about it. Sebastian, I think he's serious. Serious or not, there's no way he'd actually beat me. Just wait and see. You, Darren, Logan, and Chris glare back at Sebastian. Sebastian gazes back with a placid smile still on his face. What are we looking at? Come on, Sebastian, let's get out of here. I have a sudden desire to be anywhere else. Let me just get my coat. Becca slips her arm around Sebastian's waist and turns him away. Sebastian glances back over his shoulder and winks at Chris. When you realize that all this is a lost cause, come find me. He and Becca grab their coats and walk out into the cold. That was tense. For real, but heck yeah, President Chris. We gotta celebrate, man. Rage Cage? You know I never say no. Alright, we'll set it up. Darren taps Chris on the shoulder as he gets up. Can I play? Of course. Do you know how? Does anyone really? You and Chris move away from the table so they can set up the cups. Chris shoves his hand into the pockets of his jeans. Are you okay? Yeah, it's just been kind of crazy lately. Yeah, I guess it has. So are you really going to do it? Run for president? You know, I think I am. Why not? I want to show people like Sebastian that I'm not just a jock. Think I got what it takes? Totally. No question. You'll wipe the floor with some. Thanks, Cinnamon. Yo, Prez, where you at? Game's about to start. I guess that's my cue. I'll see you later. Unless you want to play? I think I'll pass this time. I'll be rooting for you. You make your way across the room to where Abby and Tyler are standing against the wall, watching the game of Rage Cage. Tyler whispers something in her ear, and the corner of Abby's mouth quirks up in a smile. Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting? No, not at all. Tyler was telling me the mathematical probability of winning a game of Rage Cage. Yeah, what's the outcome? Inconclusive, since no one really understands the rules anyway. You look over at the table where Chris, Darren, Logan, and Trip are banging their fists on the table, chanting Rage Cage. That sounds about right. Oh, I'm dry. I gotta get a refill. No, let me. I'll be right back. Tyler takes Abby's cup and starts to the kitchen. Trip grabs him and pulls him into the game of Rage Cage. Guess that refill is going to take a while. How are things going with you and Tyler? You guys are so cute and you seem really happy. Tell me all about it. Don't leave anything out. I'm not sure how much there is to tell since we only recently started dating, but I really like Tyler and we're figuring it out together. She looks over at Tyler, staring at the whir of cups and balls in front of him with an expression of sheer panic. She grins. I guess we're still figuring out how we work together, but so far, I'm liking the journey. Abby, that's so sweet. You two are the best. Quit it, Cinnamon. You're gonna make me blush. But speaking of, how's your love life going? You mean me and Caitlin? We're really great together, but things got a little more complicated once Arjun showed up. Caitlin still isn't out to everyone back home, including him. So it's like I want to respect her wishes and help her work for this in her own time. But I'm also worried that having Arjun around will mean we can't be as obvious as we used to be. I'm sorry, Cinnamon. I know it's rough, but I know Caitlin really appreciates you being patient with her. You guys have been so close since day one, and I know there's nothing that could come between you. You'll get through this together. Thanks, Abby. It's actually really nice to hear that. I get the feeling it'd be really nice for Caitlin to hear it too. Maybe you should go talk to her? You look back to the bar where Caitlin is mixing up cocktails for Zach and Brittany, Arjun watching over her shoulder. I think I will. You settle up to Caitlin and take her hand in yours below the counter where Arjun can't see. Hey. Hey. There's something I want to talk to you about. Something important. Looks like it's time for you and Caitlin to have the talk. Will you define the relationship or leave things as they are? Find out in the next chapter. Chapter 6 complete. See you guys in Chapter 7. Okay, here we are with the Freshman Book 2, Chapter 7, The Talk. You lead Caitlin to your bed. You lead Caitlin to your bedroom and close the door softly behind you. Caitlin pushes you up against it, her lips already finding yours in the semi-darkness. Caitlin, I said I wanted to talk. Caitlin starts kissing your neck, her mouth moving eagerly against your bare skin. You still full of gaps. Are you sure you just want to talk? Yes, for now at least. Caitlin pulls away and looks quizzically at you. Is this a good kind of talk or a bad kind? A good kind, at least I think so. Caitlin eases off you and the two of you cross the room to sit on the edge of your bed together. You take Caitlin's hands in yours. I want to check in with you. Things have gotten pretty complicated lately. And I'm worried you're ashamed of us. How can you say that? I'm not ashamed, Are you sure? I mean, you definitely don't seem to want Arjun to know about us. I know, and I'm sorry. I wish that I could be braver for you, but I just can't right now. Not yet, at least, and I wish I was the only one affected by this, but You're not, I know. I guess I'm just worried that he's going to come between us. I know it's been weird with Arjun around, but you have to know how much I care about you. I wish I knew a way to tell you that would make you believe me. Caitlin leans over and presses a gentle kiss to your cheek. That's not a bad start. Oh yeah? You look down at Caitlin's hand in your lap and run your thumb against hers, slightly afraid to meet her eyes. Caitlin, I've been thinking. We haven't really figured out what we are exactly, and right now feels like a pretty good time. Caitlin takes your chin in her hand and forces you to meet her eyes. Her voice drops to a whisper. Are you saying what I think you're saying? Caitlin, I want you to be my girlfriend. A bright, happy smile spreads over Caitlin's face, and you feel yourself blushing furiously. Say that again. Caitlin, just say yes or no already. Why do I have to say it? Anyway. Because you're the one with the huge crush on me, duh. You bury your face in your hands and collapse backward onto your bed. Stop teasing me. Caitlin rolls over on top of you and pulls your hands away from your face, leaning close so her lips brush yours. Say it. Caitlin, will you be my girlfriend? Caitlin props herself up on her elbow, stroking her chin. I might have to think about this. Oh my god, quit torturing me. Caitlin leans down to steal a kiss, her eyes shining with happiness. Of course I'll be your girlfriend. You smile and suppress a shiver as Caitlin traces a finger down your side, letting it idle playfully on your hip. What are you up to? Oh, nothing. Unless you want me to be up to something. You bite your lip as Caitlin leans down to kiss your neck again, soft and slow. I want you to just kiss me for now. I do not want to get heat restricted. I can do that. Caitlin rests her hand on her chest and presses a kiss to your lips, her hair falling down around you. You part your lips and find Caitlin's tongue with yours, making her blink softly. Make some room, I want to hold you. You scoot over on the bed so Caitlin can lie down beside you, kissing her again as she wraps her arms around you. This is nice. I know, I wish we could stay like this forever. Me too, but we probably shouldn't stay in here too long. True, I suppose this is a cast party, and we're a pretty important part of the cast. We can pick this up another time. Promise? Promise. The music gets louder and louder as you walk back into the living room. Zach has his phone plugged into a set of speakers and is playing something fast beat. Let's turn this party up a notch. Yes, this song is my jam. Cinnamon, can we move this table to make room for dancing? I got it. Not if I get it first. Trip and Logan each grab an end of the table and start a tug-of-war over it. Come on, man, we can't both carry it. Which is why you should let go. The argument is interrupted by a sharp rap on the door. Both Logan and Trip drop the table. It was a heavy thud. Uh-oh, we're probably being way too loud. Zach turns the music down as you head for the door. You open it cautiously. So sorry about the noise. Professor Vasquez? Vasquez stands in your doorway with Yasmin just behind him. He holds an expensive-looking bottle in his hands. Professor, is that wine for me? I just think not. This is a 99 Chateaubriand du Cru Saint Julien Bordeaux. I understood some of those words. Yasmin nudges Vasquez forward. Yes, well, it's a very good wine, perfect for celebrating. I thought it might be a nice idea to come by and congratulate you on all your hard work. So, do you want to come in? Vasquez looks to Yasmin for the answer, and she gives him a harsh nod. Yes. Okay, then. You open the door and let them pass you. Thanks for your hospitality, Cinnamon. All your friends freeze in place as Vasquez and Yasmin enter. For the first time since you met, Vasquez looks nervous. Cinnamon, why are all the children staring at me? We thought you were the RA, so we got a little spooked. Well, clearly I'm not your RA, so please return your evening as though I weren't even here. You heard the man, let's turn it up. Zach turns the music back up while Chris and Logan start pouring more drinks. You lead Vasquez and Yasmin into the kitchen. You can put your wine down here. There should be some glasses on the top shelf of the cabinet. Yasmin grabs a wine glass. She pours herself a glass of the Bordeaux that Vasquez brought and smiles at you. Don't worry about him. He's surrounded by material. He'll be just fine. Oh, I'm just glad I'm not the center of it this time. So James Clay. Yes, I figured you'd all be waiting here, but I think you should talk to James first. Of course, I'll help you find him. You spot him in the corner of the room talking to Trip and Edgar. You lead Yasmin over to them. All I'm saying is the Crown and the Flame is not just a game, and it deserves some respect. Sorry to interrupt, I've got someone here who wants to talk to James. Of course, we'll get out of here. James, we'll finish this discussion later. I guess that's my cue too. Cinnamon, you put in so much work getting my play to the stage. I think you deserve to hear this too. James lets out a shaky sigh. I should hold James' hand. You reach out, take James' hands of yours, and give it a squeeze. James smiles at you. Okay, I'm ready. Give it to me straight. The performance went off without a hitch, and your audience loved it. In my opinion, I say that it's definitely marketable material. I think you may have a hit on your hands, and I'd be a fool to miss out on this opportunity. Yasmin extends her hand toward James. I'd like to do business with you, James. James stands still for a moment, then shakes Yasmin's hand. I can't believe it. Yeah. You let out a cheer and everyone who's pretending not to listen comes over to congratulate James. I knew you had it in you. Congratulations, man. I think this calls for drinks. Zach turns the music up to full volume, and Darren starts pouring a line of drinks on the kitchen island. Here's my card, James. We can talk details later. Thank you, Yasmin. Thank you so much. Wow. Don't thank me until after you've gone through the revision process. Trust me, it's a doozy. For now, enjoy your night. Yasmin shoos you and James off to the kitchen. All the play's cast, along with Professor Vasquez and Yasmin, gather on the island, drinks in hand. James picks one up. Speech. Oh, I couldn't. Everyone quiet. James is going to say something. The excited buzz in the room dies down, and all eyes turn to James. He clears his throat. For a playwright, I'm really not good at speeches, so I'll keep it short. None of this would have happened without every one of you, and I can't thank you enough for that. But there's two people I have to thank in particular. Professor Vasquez for mentoring me, pushing me, and giving me the opportunity to make my dream reality. And Cinnamon for helping me to put all of this together, and for her unwavering support. So, drink up. Everyone starts to lift their cups. Wait, we've got to toast to something. Let's toast to James. To James, the best writer we know. No offense, Professor Vasquez. Just this one, Cinnamon, I won't correct you. To James. To James. Everyone says from their cups in unison. Logan deftly bounces a ping pong ball into a cup. It's really a lot easier than everyone says it is. Just drink, stack, bounce, repeat. I see, but doesn't stacking the cup make it more difficult to bounce the ball? Well, yeah, that's what makes the game fun. But what happens once all the cups are stacked? Then someone's stuck drinking the full cup in the middle, and then we reset the cups and play again. Vasquez scribbles furiously on his note card. Using the same cups? Interesting. I'm telling you, I didn't even think. I just put my arms around him and squeezed until the lobster puff flew right out. And that's how you met Stephen King? I had no idea who he was until he turned around. Wow, thanks for saving my life makes one heck of a book inscription. Is this the I've heard so much about? No, that looks like this. Madison starts. Vasquez stares at her wide-eyed for a moment, then begins to scribble in his notebook. I see. This is excellent material. Professor, are you drawing a diagram? It's all part of the process, Cinnamon. You don't sell books with fuzzy details. Come on, Professor. Have one more shot with us. You can stay longer if you want. I'll admit, this is the first time I have wanted to tear my hair out at the sight of you. Yasmin helps Vasquez to the door. He's a bit more disheveled than you've ever seen him, but he looks happier than you've ever seen him, too. I'm way too old to be staying up all night, so Cinnamon, if you could just write up 10 pages or so on the rest of the evening. Vasquez! Come on, I'm joking. I'm allowed a sense of humor after a few shots and some jungle juice, I think. At the doorway, Vasquez turns and places his hand heavily on James' shoulder. And you, young man, should be extremely proud of yourself. You will obtain your goal if you maintain your course. Thank you, sir. That means a lot coming from you. Although I admit I don't recognize the quote. Marcus Aurelius, maybe. A fortune cookie that came with last night's dinner, but appropriate for the occasion nonetheless. Again, Cinnamon, thanks for having us. I'll make sure he gets home okay. James, give me a call whenever you... Vasquez suddenly stumbles, gripping the door frame for support. His eyes look oddly unfocused. Professor Vasquez, are you? Vasquez collapses to the ground. Yasmin immediately drops to her knees and rolls him on his back. Maybe he's just had too much to drink. You immediately think of the cancer he's been struggling with. Or something much worse. Someone call an ambulance now. Will Professor Vasquez be okay? Play the next chapter to find out. Guys, me and you both want to see if Professor Vasquez is going to be okay. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell to be notified when I post the next episode. Bye, guys.